Hello, everyone. I just thought it would be fun to do this for Halloween. But on a serious note, I'm here to talk about the SNAP benefits and how many states are already saying they cannot afford to cover the SNAP. Now, there's a lot of people on TikTok that are talking about, oh, how happy they are that people won't have SNAP. You know, the Republicans are running the same playbook they've been running forever. They always attack food security. The new provisions that I heard were coming through, if you're from 18 to 64, that's not new. They've done that before. Saying that you can't buy certain foods on SNAP, like, candy bars or potato chips or cookies. They've done that before. But the manufacturer of these items, they start to lose money, and the Republicans have to turn around and cancel that because those companies have a lot of money and they use it to lobby for change. Okay, so that's fine. We're not going to worry about that. There are some of us who've lived long enough to know that this has happened before. That's how come we told you guys, do not vote for Trump. Look, he wrote it down in Project 2025. And of course, he lied. And I remember distinctively people are saying, well, Trump said he didn't have anything to do with that. You just can't reason with foolish people. Okay. Now, everyone is talking about how, well, some people, okay, some of the MAGA people are talking about how happy they are that people are going to lose food stamps because they do not understand the difference between SNAP and food stamps. There is none. It's just another name. It just depends on where you are, right? They call it EBT, food stamps, and SNAP, and that's all the same thing. All right, just like they didn't realize that Obamacare was the Affordable Care Act. Okay. In the 80s, okay, I was dating a guy that worked as a manager at a grocery store. This was a small grocery store. And I would go up into the office and, visit him, say hello, blah, blah, blah. And he would be working on paperwork. In the 80s, I saw that very small store was bringing in $118,000 in food stamps revenue a month. These grocery stores depend on SNAP. And of course, people are telling you about how the economy benefits. There's a very good creator who has broke it down to about all the money, all the way down to the cents of how important these benefits are to the economy. And I saw the dummy who was talking about his food prices were going to go down. No, they're not. There's another creator who brought that to people's attention. I have seen large companies throw away food, and they go to great extremes to make sure nobody gets that food. They put trash inside of the food because it's all about profit. And what their loss is can be taken off their taxes. They're not giving away anything. And nothing's going to be lower to 30% or 40% of what you're paying now. That's not going to happen. Now, in the early 2000s, I was living in a state, and there was talk about the Republicans again were going to cut SNAP. And there was this one grocery store I would always go into. And I always heard this lady, she was one of the owners of the grocery store, and she was talking about how she couldn't wait. Just like MAGA's talking now, how she couldn't wait for all these people to lose their benefits, and how she couldn't wait until she didn't have to wait on folks who were using food stamps. At the time, it was paper and it came in a book and you tore it out. okay? And you had like 5, 10s, 20s, ones, just like money, but it was just like a special kind of money, all right? A lot of people may not know what I'm talking about, but it did go through. Of course, it was temporary because it can't be sustained, all right? That lady, her store, her grocery store went bankrupt. She didn't realize that she was supporting an ideal about people losing their food stamps, and it did happen. Hundreds of thousands of people at the time in the state lost their benefits. And you know what? That little store closed. And I remember the last time I saw that lady, she was standing out in front of the store looking at an empty parking lot. She was just a local neighborhood store, mom and pop. And she was so sick to death of all the people using food stamps. And she didn't realize that when they took away that benefit, her store was going to close. And her store did close. And that store never reopened. Did you hear that Walmart isn't going to be hiring people for the next 3 years? Listen, if, okay? Now, we don't know if they're going to come to an agreement, all right? But if millions of people lose their SNAP benefits, okay, grocery stores will suffer. And everybody's talking about how grateful they are that people are going to lose their benefits. And I saw the crazy lady eating the toast, talking about what did you do with your October benefits, like you a fool. And I saw all her other posts talking about how hard she works. But these people, I've seen it firsthand in real time. I've heard it out of people's mouths. These people just like her complaining about people using SNAP and food stamps like against their own selves. It's a blessing. And look, it's something that we as Americans want to have for our ease and comfort and to help other people. So we have worked so hard to have a better life and a better world for the disabled, for the elderly, for children, and people. It's like the Republicans want destruction. Listen, don't worry if you don't get your benefits. I know there's going to be people out there going to come forward and help. So I heard about people going into Walmart and raiding Walmart and Walmart having to close up. I don't know if that's true. I've heard about it on TikTok. I've only seen 2 creators talk about it. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. But you don't have to go into Walmart and raid Walmart. Just find a church, synagogue, mosque, and I know that there's going to be people out there helping. And remember, you have family. It's going to be all right. And girl, get you some beans and cornbread. I'm trying to help you. Black folks aren't worried. I know that there's poor white folks that are worried. It's okay. Beans and cornbread, baby. Pancakes. Honey, make you some tea. Honey water. Come on now. God hasn't brought us this far to see the end. God bless. Have a good day.